2 Palestinians were killed in renewed clashes with Israeli forces, Gaza's health ministry said Friday, amid continued fallout over U.S. President Donald Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. The fresh violence came a day after the UN General Assembly resolution denouncing Trump's decision. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, on a visit to Paris, urged France and Europe to play a stronger role in peace efforts. He reiterated that he will no longer accept any U.S. plans for Mideast peace because of the Trump's position on Jerusalem, which Palestinians see as the administration siding with Israel on the most sensitive issue in the conflict. Gaza Health Ministry spokesperson Ashraf al-Qidra said a 24-year-old and a 29-year-old were killed by live fire in clashes along the border with Israel. Another 45 Palestinians were wounded, he said. The Israeli military said thousands of Palestinians participated in violent riots along the Gaza border and across the West Bank, hurling firebombs and rocks and rolling burning tires at Israeli forces. It said troops responded with tear gas and deployed live fire selectively toward main instigators. Palestinians have been clashing with Israeli troops since Trump's Jerusalem announcement on December 6. 10 Palestinians have been killed and dozens more wounded so far. In Bethlehem on Friday, some Palestinian protesters held anti-Trump banners reading "Mr. Trump, it's not your land to decide to whom it belongs, Jerusalem is ours and it belongs to us, and Jerusalem is the capital of Palestine." The UN General Assembly voted overwhelmingly on Thursday to denounce Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital, largely ignoring Trump's threats to cut off aid to any country that went against him. The non-binding resolution declaring U.S. action on Jerusalem null and void was approved 1289, a victory for the Palestinians, but not as big as they predicted. Amid Washington's threats, 35 of the 193 UN member nations abstained and 21 were absent. The Trump administration made it clear the vote would have no effect on its plan to move the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. The United States and Israel had waged an intensive lobbying campaign against the UN measure, with U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley sending letters to over 180 countries warning that Washington would be taking names of those who voted against the U.S. Trump went further, threatening a funding cutoff. "Let them vote against us. Well, save a lot, we don't care," he posted on Twitter. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in an interview with CNN aired on Friday that Trump's Jerusalem declaration recognizes a historical truth. Jerusalem has been the capital of Israel for 3,000 years from the time of King David, Netanyahu said. It has been the capital of the State of Israel for 70 years, and it's about time that the United States said, and I'm glad they said it, this is the capital and we recognize it, and I think that's going to be followed by other countries. He would not name the countries he referred to but said that they are seriously considering following the US's lead and moving their embassies to Jerusalem. Speaking in Paris, Abbas denounced the U.S. threat to cut financial aid for countries who voted to back the UN resolution.